Hello, hello. Welcome to my Human Design channel. My name is Juji. I'm so excited you're here. If you're new here, this is a space where I make videos about relationships by doing analysis for celebrities. I also do videos about the human design system itself, and sometimes I interview people who I've worked with in the past to help you understand what you too can get from having a human design reading. Today, I'm going to be talking about 2027 and 2023, which is a topic I've covered sort of, but we're going to get a little bit deeper into it. And before we do, I just want to remind you, all of my information will be in the show notes. On my website, you'll see that I do human design readings for individuals, for couples. I do relationship coaching. And you guys, I just want to remind you that my 4-part masterclass is now available for only $99. Like I said, it's 4 parts, and it's an incredible resource to help you understand yourself when it comes to your relationships, and of course, how you relate to other people. The first section is all about your own needs, understanding your bonding strategy, what needs you may have based on your definition. The second part is all about how you connect to others and how they connect to you. The third part is all about how you compromise to other people energetically and how you can work through that by understanding it better. And part 4 is about how to navigate when people are very different from us, because it tends to be what we're attracted to when it comes to our designs, different types, different profiles, different authorities. And it's a really amazing way to understand others, to see how you can best honor them while also honoring yourself. So this is a great gift for yourself this holiday season, especially since we're going to be around a lot of family, a lot of relationships, a lot of dynamics are going to, rear their ugly heads. And this is a great time to really start to understand how nothing is personal. If you watch any of my interviews, I think the biggest takeaway for most people is that nothing is personal. Everything is chemical, because we are these very complex beings and we are very fixed in the way that we operate, but we don't really understand without human design how different each of us are. So this is a way to really see that. Now, the other thing that human design shows us is how we're all being affected by the planets at all times. I made a video already about 2027, but I want to do a little bit of a review about what this date means when it comes to understanding human design. So there's a lot of chatter in the esoteric world, which obviously you are a part of, that there's major shifts coming, and a lot of it starts with a breakdown. Why is this breakdown happening? Why do things seem to be falling apart at the seams? Well, according to human design, we have all been living with a universal background frequency called the cross of planning. And the cross of planning was all about organization, and it's all about the bargain, and it's all about making deals. And it's helped us make huge leaps and bounds when it comes to our global economy, when it comes to our education system, when it comes to all systems, as a matter of fact. But according to human design, 2027 marks a shift in which we are going to be going from the cross of planning to the cross of the sleeping phoenix. Now, if you know about the sleeping phoenix, you know that it's here to burn everything down and rise from its ashes. And that's really what this new prana represents, this new age. We've called it the age of Aquarius. We've called it new earth. We've called it so many different things in the esoteric world. But what it's really all about is wiping the slate clean and saying, you know what? Those old ways don't work for us anymore. Here's a new way forward. But things like this don't happen overnight, right? So we're now in this 7-year demarcation period, 2020 to 2027, where a lot of things are going to be changing. And it can look kind of scary from the outside if you're looking in. But if you're here, more than likely you understand the necessities of these changes because they don't work for everyone. That's what this is really all about. It works for the 1%. It works for a small group of people, but as a global community, as a global family, we're not all being taken care of equally, even though there are plenty of resources on the planet to do so. So the future is really all about being more efficient. It's really about making sure that you can take care of yourself as an individual, that you trust yourself as a human being. And that's what human design is here to help us with, because if you know how to make a decision, you know how to trust yourself. That's why the forces gave us this information. And if you want to understand it a little bit more from the spiritual perspective, I've also made a video about that. So those two videos will be in the show notes. So the solstice was yesterday, and everybody was talking about how this marks a new beginning, a new cycle. And a lot of the time in the mainstream world, we talk about how January 1st is this time to make resolutions or set intentions in order to really create a solid foundation for where we're going in this new year. But according to human design, January 1st is not the new year. January 22nd is when we complete this cycle and start anew. And to illustrate what I'm talking about, I want to show you something. All right, guys, this is what we call a just now chart. This represents the position of all of the planets at this moment. So if you're watching this, it's December 22nd, 2022. And according to this just now chart, it's 9:46 p.m. It must be that somewhere in the world. And I talked in my last video about the importance of the position of the sun, because the sun is the closest planet to us and it's where we get most of our information from. Right now, the sun is in gate 10. And now I want to show you something else. This is the mandala of the I Ching. I flashed this the last time we were talking about 2027 and cycles, because this mandala represents all of the gates in the I Ching, which is what the sun moves through as it goes through its cycle. So you can see that the sun is in gate 10 right here. But the new year doesn't fully begin until we hit gate 41, which is on January 22nd. It's not on January 1st. So there's a lot of energy that we have to wrap up before we can actually start a new cycle. And that's when 2023 actually begins. One last thing I want to show you is that this is the transit of January 22nd, 2023. And this represents the transit overlay with my own chart. So everyone has the opportunity at the beginning of the year, the beginning of the new cycle on January 22nd, to take a look at how the planets are going to be hooking you up, meaning how you are being connected by the planets as they affect all of us through this transit movement. And understanding the way that you're being hooked up in the beginning of the year sort of sets the stage for the energies that you're going to be encountering throughout the year 2023. This is really the closest that we come to being able to predict the future, because that's not really what human design is about. Human design is about showing you who you are and showing you who everybody else is and how you interact with other people. But there's a whole other component to understanding how transits are consistently affecting us through how they connect us within ourselves. One of the things that I've experienced is long transit hookups through my chart. But what I came to understand is that a transit is not nearly as powerful as somebody stepping into your auric field. That's a much more of a personal connection that you may have more conscious access to since they are in your field directly. Whereas the transits are this universal background frequency that everybody's experiencing, only they're experiencing it uniquely through their own process. And the main thing that I want to explain about 2023 is that it's going to be a very emotional year. The way that we're evolving as human beings on this planet is that we are becoming more emotional and more sensitive. And some people say that this is just a part of the ascension process, that this is just a part of the big awakening that we're all experiencing. But I feel like we all have some sense of how much more emotional things are now than they were even a few years ago. And that's what 2023 is really going to continue to show us, that this whole year is going to be all about this desire for new emotional experiences. And it's really going to be a lot more about how we're all feeling and less about what we're all thinking, right? Because it's very easy to get caught up in the turbulence and the drama of everything that's going on out there in the world, between natural disasters that are potentially going to be coming our way, or even the upheaval of our economy, which is part of the 2027 shift as well. So a lot of things are going to be destabilizing, but human design is all about showing you, like, no, you know how to be okay. You know how to trust yourself. You know how to be in your own skin, comfortable with this psyche, and you don't let your mind run your life, because the mind has a tendency to run away and create these doomsday scenarios. But it's not really about that. It's about a rebirth. It's about understanding that shedding a skin can be uncomfortable at times, but it's really a portal to something brand new. And that can be super exciting. That's really what this emotional desire is all about, this desire for a new experience that we've never had before. So you're going to see a lot of new energies shifting and emerging, and it's going to be something unexpected. Who knows? All right, guys, I think this is a really good place to wrap it up. There was a lot of information in this video, so if you have any questions, please put them in the comments. I'd love to answer those for you. Please also give this video a thumbs up, and please subscribe to my channel if you want to be notified every time I drop a new one of these. And I just want to remind all of you that I also run an online community for women called The Beehive, and it's all about raising our consciousness, right? So would you like to be a part of a sisterhood that's here as a support system during these crazy times? Would you like to be able to understand human design a little bit better through workshops, through discussion groups, through other guest speakers who are here to help you understand yourself and others? And would you like to be able to ask me questions at any time, day or night? Because we have a group chat going and it is so much fun. So if this sounds good, that will also be in the show notes. I would love to have you join us. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any subjects or couples that you'd like to nominate for analysis, I'd love to hear that too in the comments. Until next time, ciao for now.